Black Ops 6 Season 2 just launched and I've been playing through a lot of it so far, but there's a lot of major changes that Treyarch confirmed to be coming in this season update, and today I wanted to talk about all the biggest changes you can expect to see when you start up Season 2 and how they might affect you and may make your life a lot easier in this game. But before we do that, be sure to subscribe with notifications set to all so you can stay up to date with all the latest content. Alright, let's just get right into it. Over the past 2 weeks or so, I've been covering a lot of the announced changes for Black Ops 6 and even a bit of Warzone, so there's some things that I'm not going to be mentioning in this video, like the challenge tracker changes and things like that, because I've talked about them quite a good number of times by now. But you can go and check out those videos like the one I made about the community update and things like that for those other details. Also, if you want to know what's going to be in Season 2, maybe you haven't unlocked it yet, maybe you're going to get the game later, you can check out my video where I talked about the Season 2 content reveal. In any case, there's a lot of new changes, quality of life updates, weapon balancing, and things like that that have been added and patched in Black Ops 6. So firstly, if you are grinding camos, Treyarch basically just made it a lot easier to grind camos because you can now actually unlock these special camos much earlier. So Treyarch said that players were basically annoyed at how these special camos were basically never used. It felt like there just wasn't enough time to enjoy them until you get gold. So now to get access to special camos, all you have to do is unlock 5 of the military camos to unlock the special camos. You can grind those before you finish up the headshot grind and enjoy them for a longer period of time. I think that's a great change personally, and I'll be definitely taking advantage of it on the weapons that I haven't grinded out yet. For multiplayer, a lot of weapons got some buffs and nerfs. Firstly, Treyarch has adjusted the Goblin MK2 assault rifle because they found that this was a really divisive one amongst the Call of Duty community, so they've increased the maximum damage range as well as added some more flinch than the standard assault rifle to basically reward players who land the first hit. The Compact 92 SMG's 3-round burst mod was adjusted as well to make it stronger with recoil reductions and range adjustments. Shotguns got some range adjustments and the Maelstrom got some well-needed changes. They basically made it more capable of a one-shot kill at close proximity and boosted all of its other ranges more than the other 2 shotguns. Additionally, they've given it a small fire rate improvement to help its firepower without changing too much of the pellet damage. They adjusted the PU-21 as well, which they had originally intended to be a more aggressive LMG, but they found that it wasn't performing up to what they wanted, so what they're doing is that they're going to make it have less deviation in its recoil and are reducing the pre-fire delay by a bit more than half. The DN10 Marksman Rifle also got some changes to its gain twist barrel to improve bullet velocity from 25% to 45%, and the sniper rifles have gotten some big changes as well. So snipers that came with the game at launch weren't really the best in terms of quick scoping. If you're a quick scoper, you'll know that it's been kind of rough this year. They were really lagging behind a lot of the other snipers in previous Call of Duty games as well. Treyarch said that the feedback for the AMR Mod 4 was good, so they're fixing the launch snipers to ensure that they feel more consistent, so their ADS speeds have been improved, and they added body multiplier changes for big buffs to the snipers, so if you were really struggling with them before, this is probably an encouraging change for you. Aside from those, the Strider .22 and the Siren 9mm got some adjustments. The Strider .22 pistol had its bullet penetration improved to match with the other pistols. The Siren 9mm had some issues addressed with its extended mag times and its sprint to fire being modified with some of those magazine attachments. The launchers got some major changes as well with ADS speeds, swap raise time, fast hands raise time, and more, so they should be much more responsive now with this new update. Besides the weapons, they addressed this annoying bug that was happening when players hit Prestige Master. The bug was that after every match you finished, it would give you that congratulations screen for entering Prestige Master literally every time, and so many players were very annoyed about that, so that has also been patched. They introduced some fixes to many of the multiplayer challenges. Treyarch said that the multiplayer challenges had issues with some being very frustrating, or some having bugs preventing people from getting the 100% calling card and things like that. So for Season 2, they pushed a lot of fixes and adjustments to ensure that calling cards are not difficult to get nor bugged out. Some of the calling cards got fixes to make them easier to achieve. For instance, for Redemption Arc Going Ham, they removed the requirement of needing to get a kill shortly after being revived. Basically, you can make progress by earning a kill anytime after you revive yourself with the morphine injector. The Headhunter Prestige 5 challenge had a typo in the description that specified the incorrect barrel needed to progress, so that has been fixed. Basically, the CHF barrel and muzzle brake are what you need to equip for this challenge. They said that the Flowing Glow Prestige 1 calling card is going to get a fix in a future update, so they thanked players for their patience and that they're working on it currently. There's a lot more changes that came to some of the calling cards, but these are some pretty big ones. Basically what they've done is they fixed any typos, errors, and they fixed any things where like progression was stalling and things like that. For daily challenges, they've reduced the requirements. So for instance, it used to be that you needed to get 5 headshots with pistols, it's now 3. You had to get 10 melee kills, now it's 5. Getting Kingslayer medals was reduced from 10 to 3. Getting kills while sliding or diving was reduced from 10 to 5. With the Danger Close wildcard equipped, you used to need 10 kills but now it's 5 with lethal equipment. You had to intercept 10 enemy projectiles with the trophy system before, now it's 5. They also removed some daily challenges and said that they are monitoring completion rates for these daily challenges and will either continue to adjust, remove, or update things that are frustrating for players, including ones that aren't completed often or ones that are just not popular. Now, another really big complaint a lot of players have been having with Black Ops 6 has gotta be the spawns. A lot of people have been finding that they're really difficult, that they're just like spawning and dying multiple times because there's just enemies nearby. So Treyarch basically acknowledged that this is an issue and said that they're working on the spawns, including adjusting the spawn logic to reduce proximity to enemies when respawning, which was a really big issue in most of the maps in Season 1. They've also added the ability to conduct live A/B testing with spawn changes to evaluate on a smaller scale, and that if the changes are positive, they'll implement them globally in the game. So that's definitely a big change that I'm sure a lot of people will be glad to hear about. So hopefully the spawn issue gets fixed very soon. For ranked play, there's definitely a lot of major changes that I want to talk about because ranked has been somewhat controversial in Black Ops 6 so far. A lot of people have been complaining about hackers, especially at higher levels in ranked, and a lot of people have found that it's not been as enjoyable as in previous years. So Treyarch has implemented a good number of changes to ranked. Firstly, if you're a ranked console player, you can now toggle to play only with other console players in ranked instead of playing with PC players. Now, I'm sure that there's definitely cheaters on console, that's a given, but it seems like what this is indicating is that a majority of the issue is coming from PC platforms, and so Treyarch has basically given console players the ability to just play with other console players and avoid most of these issues. It's definitely gonna harm PC matchmaking, that's a given, and I'm sure that a lot of PC players are not happy with this development, but this might be something positive for the console players out there. Let me know in the comments what you think about this change. I do know that most people who play Call of Duty in general are on console, so maybe this is why that they felt that this was an okay change to implement because it's not going to harm too much of the ranked player base. You can also choose to matchmake only with people who play on the same platform as you, so Xbox only, PlayStation only, that sort of thing. However, I don't think most people will be picking this since this will probably cause a lot of matchmaking delays, so I assume if anything, console only in ranked will be the most popular with Xbox and PlayStation users. In the first week of ranked Season 2, the new PPSH 41 and Cypher 091 will be unrestricted for at least 1 week in order to give players to experiment if it should be restricted or unrestricted in ranked play. So these restrictions exist in ranked play because they tend to try to keep things as balanced as possible. It's mostly based on what everyone kind of agrees with, sort of a system. So they want to evaluate the feedback on these weapons to see if they will remain or not. So if you want to use them, you've got at least a minimum of a week to try them out in ranked. In ranked play, there's also a setback that happens at the start of a new season. Basically, you go back a few levels in ranked. Treyarch said that they felt that it was too punishing for players, so they are adjusting the setback. So now, if you're bronze or silver, you're not going to have a setback, and you'll be able to pick up where you ended in Season 1. You're not going to have an SR reduction either. For gold and platinum, you're going to start at Tier 1 gold or Tier 1 platinum. So if you ended at gold 3, you're going to be at gold 1, plat 3 at plat 1, that sort of thing. For diamond and above, you're going to start at diamond 1 in Season 2. Demotion protection is also going to be active for everyone's first 3 ranked play losses in Season 2, and you can expect 1 free loss per day via the daily loss forgiveness. This was also in Season 1. So some of the medals also got fixed as well, including the dive shot medal. Basically, this is one that you get when you kill an enemy while or shortly after diving in any direction. They've made it more forgiving so that kills earned just after diving are going to award the medal more consistently. The snaked medal, which you earn for 2 rapid weapon kills against enemies in different directions while on your stomach, back, or side, is now more forgiving, and it's going to be awarded in more situations that match the intent of the medal. For some of the modes, they addressed some issues, like for instance in Search and Destroy, they addressed an issue where XP could not be rewarded if no damage was dealt in the final round. For Kill Order, they addressed an issue where the HVT icon would follow a dreadnought called in by an active HVT, an issue in Free-for-All where final placements were being incorrectly calculated and the top 3 winners were incorrect as well, were all addressed. For Kill Confirmed, the height of the dog tags has been reduced so that visibility can be improved. Now for Warzone, we didn't really get a lot of information about this back when they revealed content for Season 2, and the reason being is that Raven Software said that they are focusing on fixing bugs, glitches, errors, balancing, things like that they're going to release content later. So for Warzone, the playlist will basically be the following from the start of Season 2 until February 20. Ranked play trios in Urzikstan, Battle Royale solos, duos, and quads in Urzikstan, Resurgence solos, duos, trios, and quads in Rebirth Island, and quads in Area 99, and Plunder quads in Urzikstan. They also adjusted some things in Urzikstan like buy station locations, Gulag loadouts have been refreshed with new weapons and equipment, and the train also got adjusted. Battle Royale Ranked also got some pretty similar adjustments to matchmaking that Black Ops 6 Ranked got, so if you're on Xbox and PlayStation, you can now opt to now play only against other console players. They also adjusted things like SR deductions, things like that. For movement in Warzone, they also increased jump speed and successive jump height, or basically just bunny hopping, and they're reverting some of the jump penalties that they used previously. However, Raven Software did say that they will revisit this topic in particular in the future. There are also some changes that were made to the equipment. The munitions satchel will only provide one additional item, and it used to be two, so that's how they're countering overstocking and equipment spamming. They also made adjustments to damage made by things like grenades, the thermobaric grenade, the experimental gas grenade. The stim shot also got an adjustment which is going to slightly reduce the strafe slide with the stim. The spy camera is also no longer going to let you display outlines through walls when you use it, and the spy camera duration only lasts 7 seconds now instead of 10. They also fixed issues with things like the loadout drop marker, which has reduced the bounce factor by 50%, so that it's not too far from the actual location when you see the marker. Reload speeds were improved across all weapons, ranging from 5 to 20%, so a lot of weapons from Modern Warfare 2, 3, and Black Ops 6 got adjusted. So basically, all weapons now will have a faster reload speed, which I'm sure is pretty nice for Warzone players. A lot of weapons also got buffed and nerfed in Warzone. The AK-74 got buffed, AMES 85 leg multiplier and headshot multipliers increased. The AS Val magazine reload speed is now 5% faster. The Goblin MK2 got a buff, and the GPR-91 AR got nerfed. The Model L got buffed, the XM4 got a nerf. Raven felt that it was just too overpowered basically at every range, so they have nerfed it. The C9 got buffed, the Jackal PDW got nerfed, the Compact 92 got its ADS and sprint to fire time improved, and the KSV received a buff. The PP919 got nerfed, the 9mm pistol also got buffed. There are so many other changes that were brought to Warzone, like adjustments to audio, including reducing reverb effects to help improve directionality of movement produced by other players, as well as having parachute audio lowered when it's at a further distance, and if an enemy nearby you is self-reviving, you're going to be able to hear the sound now. There's a long list of bug fixes we can sit here all day reading, like enemy voice chat icons showing up as friendly ones instead of red, issues where users were kicked from the menu while trying to prestige, issues where the kill feed overlapped with the active contract, and some other UI and visual bugs were patched as well. So there were a lot of fixes brought into Warzone to improve the overall quality of the game, and I'm sure more fixes are going to be coming soon. There were a lot more updates brought to Black Ops 6, definitely a lot more than Warzone, but Warzone's content should be coming later in Season 2. Raven, like I said, did say they wanted to prioritize fixing bugs, glitches, and issues with the game before they did anything like add new content. However, if you're playing Warzone, the events that Black Ops 6 is going to get, such as the Terminator event, the Shadow Hunt event, if you want to learn more about that, I did make a video a few days ago on that, those things are going to be available in Warzone as well. So it may not be Warzone specific content yet, but you're still going to get access to whatever content is there, plus the events that Black Ops 6 is going to get access to. These are just some of the major highlights I felt were pretty important to discuss. I'll link the full patch notes below so you can read through them in more depth if you want, but in any case, I'll wrap things up there. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications set to all so you can stay up to date with all the latest content. Share this video and comment below your thoughts on some of these changes, and that's all for today, folks.